guys, welcome back to Confess It, a Baby. Today we're testing out new equipment and we're all hoping things go smoothly.
Yes, they are so far.
So far, so good. And we have guests with us today. We got a full house here today. We have like four people. Ileana, you
actually five. We actually have five.
I'm like, Ileana,
today
you want to jump in?
I'm just so in awe by the fact that we're actually recording an episode with our best friends.
Right? Because it took a while for Angie to give in.
It took several
she gave us a lot of no's.
I know.
But she did, so nicely give us her couch.
I was better late than never.
Yeah.
And honestly, I just feel like our aesthetic right now is so dreamy. It just feels like a dream.
We're taking it all in.
I'm excited.
And Vic is the first time we invite her to join us.
Yeah,
but
it's just one ask.
You've been
on our list.
Talking. You've been on our list though. It was coming
for quite some time.
Right.
And what better week to bring them in than
Coachella. That's
weekend.
why they're here.
Weekend 1 and 2, baby. And we brought in our friends that have so much experience with the topic.
I wouldn't say
Coachella.
so much.
Yeah.
You
guys went once.
Enough to talk
We're
about
experts.
Listen, they went once and they didn't go back. So we're going to see why.
I went twice.
It's been 1 year since.
It's been 1 year. Okay.
It's officially been a year.
A year.
It'll be a year in 7 days.
Why didn't you guys go
She's
this
counting,
year?
guys.
I'm counting.
Why didn't you guys go this year?
We spent all of our money last year.
We became adults.
Okay, so if you had the estimate of how much you guys spent last year, how much?
So are we including just Coachella?
We're including Coachella,
because we spent like 4 days in LA.
Trip, outfits, food.
I mean, it's
Even
a whole
LA,
experience.
Even your time, because you guys did vacation a few days before. So in total, like, how much did you guys spend?
I would say like 3K.
Yeah.
Around
there.
Right. Like I'm being generous.
Yeah.
That I borrowed stuff from people and
outfits also,
were put together.
And like the car rental and all that. We had to go through that.
But most of that 3K was the time spent already. Like
the
for the
flight,
Coachella
the
purpose.
hotel, like the
Coachella
actual
was like
package.
1,000, 1,500.
And the flight was like 500.
Okay.
The extra $50 for luggage because it was more than 50 pounds.
That was your case.
Okay, 4 people. I have this
really.
picture. I have to send it to you. 4 people. There was like 12 bags on one of those like bell carry hop thingy. I don't even know what they're called.
12 bags for 4
Wait,
people.
who
12
had the
bags for
most
4
bags?
people.
Who do you think?
Diana.
No, this is not Diana's cart.
Oh, this was the other.
This was
other
like
group.
our room cart.
Oh.
It was me, you, Angie, and Romy, and I took a picture of what like our cart looked like.
So
And I was like,
enough,
"There's 12 bags on this cart, and there's 4 of us."
when we were planning what car to get, the other group was like, "Oh, like let's get a Tesla, all this stuff," and we're like, "No, we can't fit everything in a Tesla."
You need
Like,
a damn SUV and Escalade.
and still, then you should have seen us in that car. Like we were
tight.
crammed.
We were holding luggages on top of us.
Oh my god.
for like 2.5 hours.
It was Vic, Angie, Romy, and I. And obviously, all of us are pretty extra.
Yeah.
So we had, I had one luggage specifically just for makeup.
Oh my
And then
god.
another luggage for my, heavy accessories because I had this whole, pearl vest that weighed, 35 pounds. And then Romy, of course, is, the queen of freaking extra. And he was just, he put on green hair. Remember?
Yes,
Insert picture here. He even had, the green hair. And his accessories were way more than us, I think.
Wait, so
And
from you 4, who brought the most stuff?
Ileana, yeah.
Did you wear half of the shit you brought?
All of it. No,
brought-
I even had outfit changes.
I feel like you had extra outfits.
Yeah, I took my extra outfits to Coachella and I
Can I-
changed.
The
Too
amount of
short.
hats that we were walking around in
Oh
the
my God.
airport.
Yeah.
There
It's
was
just-
a bag
okay,
of
so
hats that broke.
For those,
The bag of hats did not make it back.
Coachella is
way.
just one of these music festivals because obviously it's music festival now. So Ultra literally just happened and now it's Coachella and
It's a
then
little
Stagecoach.
different though because you need more clothes.
Well, you need
Think
more
about
because
it.
you're not home, you
Yeah.
know? So if something goes wrong with your outfit, Angie, you had a little dysfunction there with
Yep.
your outfit. The colors didn't match. You need backup. You're not going to go to the store in the middle of the desert to buy a cute
There's no
outfit. And you
time.
obviously want to look
What
good
store?
because...
Yeah.
No, there are
There
no
was
stores.
nothing there.
There was a Mexican restaurant.
So
There was a Walmart.
There was a Walmart and
got
it closed at
merch.
6
Hey,
p.m.
worst case scenario, buy some merch and that's it. Just
Yeah,
wear a
but the
Coachella
merch is
shirt.
not
That
cute.
was
and
impossible.
It was
Like
impossible.
even then,
we-
we couldn't even.
I
it
bought
sold out.
I bought my merch online 2 weeks after the actual festival
Romy
because
the
it was
line was
impossible.
insane.
for 5 hours.
Yeah.
Five
Just
hours.
for
5
merch.
hours just for merch, and they sold out
They
of
didn't
things
even
that he
have
wanted.
what he wanted, yeah.
He ended up getting something that he wasn't super crazy about, and was in line for 5 hours. I was
Shit.
like,
So would you guys say the experience, did it meet your expectations? What do you think?
I'm gonna be
Because
honest.
social media portrays this
I
festival as
feel-
something, you know?
Yeah, I feel like we went on the first year back from COVID. Like it hadn't happened for 2 years.
Yeah.
The lineup wasn't like the best. Like it was good. Like there was good artists, but I feel like this year's lineup like blows last year out of the water.
Yeah.
You know, like the people that are going, like the artists that are going. Last year was good, but there was maybe like 10 out of the 100 artists that I was like interested in seeing, and this year there's like 50 that I would be willing to go and like spend
Yeah.
the whole day there.
I think the headliners for this year, you know, just
I mean, it's Bad Bunny.
it's Bad Bunny, and like Vic
But it's
said,
not just Bad Bunny. Like Frank Ocean is
Yeah.
huge. Like
And Rosalía.
I would
Yeah,
love to
Rosalia's
see Frank
headlining.
Ocean live.
You have a lot of Latinos headlining if you think about it, which
yeah,
is
which
a
I
good
think it
thing.
makes sense because, like Vic said, we went the first year after COVID, so a lot of artists were kind of doing their own thing for a little bit. They weren't really going on tour or releasing albums the way that they have been these past few
Right.
months. So I feel like for Bad Bunny, now is the perfect time. Like he just finished his
mean,
tour. He
Also, the lineup came out 7-8 months after the tickets were sold.
Yeah.
Like we bought our tickets in June,
Not
not
knowing.
knowing what the
Knowing.
lineup would be, and the lineup came out in like February,
a few
January.
weeks before.
It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
usually like that though.
No,
right?
No,
Okay.
you know, a year in advance. Usually, like right after Coachella happens,
They have it
they
ready.
release the lineup not too long after that. So you have time to actually convince yourself to go, or to maybe, you know, if you've been following an artist for a few months, like, or a few years, you can get more obsessed with them. You have a whole year to plan basically and learn the songs and get excited. Where we had just a couple of weeks to be
I will
like,
say-
yes.
I will say that there was people
Harry
that we
Styles.
saw and we were like, wow, we only listen to mainstream music. Like at least for me.
It was
Yeah.
so
Like we saw Doja Cat and people were like fans. Did
Yeah.
you know that she is like a cow thing? Like her thing is cows?
No.
Okay, people were dressed as cows
Yeah,
at her
for her
performance.
performance.
And when
It
I
was like
when I-
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, when I Chick-fil-A. When I found out, apparently like that's like a thing. Apparently that's like a thing. Like she has like a song about cows, or like she says something about cows in a song. I had no idea. The whole time we were like,
Why are there
Why are there
cows
so many?
everywhere?
but people were in there like word for word, like
Yeah,
every single
true
lyric
fans.
they knew, and I was like, wow, we're really mainstream here.
And for Coachella, let's keep in mind that the main stage is huge. So if there's an artist you want to see, and the later the time is, the more popular the artist. You have to get there hours ahead of the performance to get a
make
good
it,
spot. If
yeah.
not, you're gonna be 3 miles in the back. Like,
And you
it's
can't
just-
see shit, right?
and
Like,
you
do they
can't
have big,
see
big like screens.
They have huge screens,
Yeah.
but like if you're in the back, you
not the
mostly just
same.
hear it. But it's
Yeah.
not the same experience of being like, oh my God, Doja Cat
Like
is
right
literally
there.
a few feet
And
away from
also,
me.
like when it's the last performance, like you never want to stay in the front
Yeah.
because leaving
Not a good
it'll
idea.
take you an hour just walking
Yeah.
out.
Which
I mean,
is
the last night,
It was
it took us
horrible.
like 30
Forever.
minutes to get out of the crowd. Like it was just the last night. Like Swedish House had just gone on, the weekend's going on, and we're like, all right, we're done. And we're just the walking was like never ending. I'm like, oh my God, are we there yet?
And we were also very tired. It's 3 days of nonstop action and doing your makeup and your hair and doing
Getting
it
ready.
all over again the next morning. And, you know, so you do finish tired.
But when it comes to like the vibes of it all, it's not a raging environment. You would say it's more laid back.
I think
more
it depends on the
chill.
tent that you're at, the
And
stage
who
that
you
you're
go
at.
with and who
Yeah,
you
'cause
go
I've
We
with.
went to a
some
stage
EDM
that we were
one.
just like sitting and chilling there,
Yeah.
and the people there were like
Oh my God.
on something. Like
Yeah.
everybody, it's like 1 in the afternoon,
Yeah.
and you
Not-
could tell that those people had not slept.
Yeah, they were dancing, but not to the beat.
It was so weird. Don't you remember the guy that was like in the leather mask? But,
Yeah.
like, we're in the
He
middle
was
of the
like,
desert. Like,
what are
are
these
you
called? Like the
doing?
luchadores? Is that
Yeah, the macho libre,
nachos.
nacho libre. But I will say this: you'll also see the other extreme of parents with their children.
Oh, I do have
Yeah.
that picture.
You know,
Really?
There
Yeah.
was
Actually, I
babies and
have
strollers
seen
there.
that. I have seen kids
And I was like, I need to
there.
get a picture of this. No one's gonna believe me. Selfie.
there's children that go to Coachella and they dress them up cute as hell.
Would you say there's a lot of things that go on in the festival that you don't see or hear about on social media?
For sure.
Okay, what
There
would that
has to
be?
There has to be.
What would you
And I
think
can
that
and I
is?
can see how like artists go to Coachella and like you wouldn't even know that you were right next to them. Like,
Yeah.
there's just like so many people there. You're in the moment. I can see how people were like, oh, Vanessa Hudgens was like in my area and
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
see
see
those
her, and I'm
pictures,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
You
doing my
guys
own
just
thing.
see anybody famous in the crowd?
You don't really
No.
notice. The first year that I went with Betty, we were in the crowd. I think it was for I forgot who it was, but everyone was dancing, and point is, J Balvin was literally a few people away from us, and no one really knew he was there. Like, we saw the stories later that night, and Betty and I were like, oh my God, he was literally right by the screen, like, where we were standing by. But you don't see them, because everyone, you're so in the moment and looking at the stage and just, like, feeling the music, and everyone's just crowded, that you don't really notice who's next to you. Like, I have no idea who I was standing around when I saw any of the performances, unless it was like Angie or Vic or, you know, anyone in our group. But other than that, you don't really look at the person next to you and you're like, hey, like, that doesn't happen.
The first time you went all 3 days too?
I went all 3 days, and we actually took it a lot more serious. Like, we went right when it opened to take good pictures, because we were like, oh, it's not going to be that packed. So we got there at like 1 or 2. And we were there the whole day, which was very draining. And we messed up by doing that the first day. So by Sunday, we were just like, who are we?
No, that's one thing that, like, I don't recommend.
Yeah.
One of my tips, because...
Oh, yeah, we're going to jump into it, too. Eventually, there's going to be
tips.
tips, but it's going to be spread around because someone didn't make a list.
I made my list.
It's all
I
up
told
here.
him in the morning, I'm like, yo, make a list.
It's all up
Zero
here.
list.
It's all up here.
No,
Like,
but
it's randomly
I
gonna come
honestly
out.
think that, like, going early is, like, one of the worst things that you could do. I mean... We had certain circumstances where the first 2 days, like, we went at a later time, but the last day we were like, oh, let's take advantage. We went at 3 o'clock, and we were drained.
We were super tired by the end.
We, like, were sitting because we were so tired.
No, the whole last performance with Swedish House, like, me and Betty's brother were like, whoa, this is amazing. And I turn around and everyone's like, can we leave? I'm like, no, we're not fucking leaving. Like, we're staying.
Dude, Buddy was on the floor, and we were, like, hovering over her so she wouldn't get stepped on.
She was over it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a long day. There's nowhere to sit. Like, if you want to sit, you sit on the grass. There's
you
like
get trampled.
I mean, there's places to sit where you won't get trampled, but like you sit on. There's not like tables. Like people eat on the floor. There's no shade. Like you find a tree, like the one tree with the one leaf, and you get under it. But everyone else is under it too.
I actually looked on their website a few days ago to see what merch they were selling ahead of the festival. And they sell camping essentials and picnic essentials. So basically it's like un bulto, like a thing rolled up. And it brings 2 blankets and like a pillow so you can camp out and like.
I mean,
See,
people were sleeping. People were sleeping on like on the sand, on the dirt.
Yeah, they lay. It's full.
But
like
people camp
relax.
out, like right outside the festival grounds.
Oh yeah, they have camping grounds.
No, I'm good.
I
It
can't.
gives me
So they
like
have
Burning
2
Man
different types.
festival
They have
vibes.
2 different types of camping.
That's too
glamping,
much.
and then the normal one that like people that go to Burning Man do, like the
What's the
savage one,
difference?
like shit.
Yeah.
Well, the normal camping is you're legit in a man-built tent. You share
Like public
bathrooms.
showers.
Usually
So
it's
why is
the
it called
really intense.
glamping, like
No, this is
glam?
the other one. That's the other
okay,
one.
okay, which is the Burning Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
The,
I've
no.
always wanted to do
The
that.
Burning Man one is the savage, like
Oh, the savage.
Regular
okay.
camp.
regular, like
So
I might
it's
shower,
3.
I might not.
So you got the tent, you got the glamping, and you got the Burning Man.
No, the Burning Man is the tent.
Okay.
Anything that's not glamping is Burning Man.
Okay. What's glamping?
And then glamping is what I wish I could experience one day, but it's kind of pricey, and honestly, I can't get away from the fact that you're not in an actual hotel. Is a really nice tent, like the ones you see in the resort Instagrams that have the light and the air conditioner, and there's like, you know, it looks livable. And
Insert picture here.
yeah, and basically you have your own bathroom and stuff like that with like 5 other people. So you share it, but not with as many as you would in the normal camping. And then there's the shuttle pass and hotel package, which is what I would personally recommend based on both of my experiences, which includes the shuttle to get to Coachella, which is a huge factor because Ubering is expensive as hell. Driving is a nightmare because parking is literally 3 miles away from the entrance unless you get there early.
Car after.
You find it, but you have to walk through miles of pebbles.
Yeah, no.
Like,
And then sit in traffic.
And honestly, at that time, usually you want to stay for the ending, which is the best artist. Do you think I want to sit in my car for an hour waiting for cars to just like slowly
I honestly
leave? No.
think that most of us knocked out on the way back to
we
the hotel.
we did. So
And,
the
like,
shuttle was just easy.
If you
right
drive, anything to stay around there is like an hour away. The closest thing to Coachella is the hotels,
Yeah.
and there's 3. There's
Yeah.
literally 3 hotels. There's nothing there. Like when
And
you're
they're
in the
very
desert,
generic
like, you're
hotels.
in the desert.
The
Generic
Airbnbs are like an hour
Yeah,
away in
yeah.
the suburbs.
So my first year, which was right before COVID, Betty and I rented this Airbnb in Palm Springs. You know, we
Palm
had
Springs
always
is
heard
the
of
closest thing.
we had always heard of Palm Springs, and we didn't really do our research. So we just assumed Coachella was at Palm Springs. Turns out it was an hour away. So it's like if you go from Brickell to Davie, think of it like that.
Yikes.
But the road in the desert is different. It's not like a highway with like 5 lanes. It's just like one way going north, one way going south.
Traffic.
Homegirl, listen to this. Betty was tired to drive at night, and I was just tired too, but we had to get back to our Airbnb.
We're both tired.
You're in
Flip
the
the
desert,
coin.
and at nighttime,
It's pitch
the
black.
weather there, yeah, it's pitch black, but the weather there
Dusty.
That's
is not, there was a sandstorm. And we rented a Jeep. And you know the Jeep, when un poquito de air hits you, you're like, whoa.
Ooh, swerving
Girl,
left and
everything
right.
just went white. In the middle of the pitch blacks, everything just went white. And I was like, Betty, wake up. I think there's something wrong. I don't know what it is. I had never been in a sandstorm. So I was like, is it rain? No, like it doesn't rain in the
Is it
desert.
hail? Is it snowing?
So I put my window a little down and sand blew in, and I was like, okay, like it's a sandstorm.
Like in your eyes.
And my dad is a trucker, so I always hear him say when that happens, just slow down, put your blinkers on, do not pull to the side of the road, because to the side of the road it's just hundreds of windmills. So you don't want to crash into those. Those are huge. They're scary. They're like when you're
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
It only took like a minute for the storm to kind of die down, but if it would have taken a little longer, I think we would have hit the car in front of us, because everyone just automatically stops or slows down.
Slows down. And if you don't have the light to blink or the person in the front, you don't see it.
So when we got our tickets, I was like, we need to get a shuttle pass. Like, there's no way we're driving, because it was so scary.
I can imagine.
Yeah, no. And I had a friend that was at Coachella with us, and they had told me that their Airbnb was like an hour in some way.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, the drive is an hour, but then it's like everyone is leaving at the same time as you.
Yeah.
So there's traffic. Everyone's doing the same thing you're doing. Everyone's driving the same way. And that hour turns into a
And
little
the
hour and a
shuttles
half
just
at
have
1 in the
like a-
morning.
The shuttles have a
Yeah.
street for themselves. So
And they're constantly coming through.
And you can rest in the meantime trying to get
yeah, there's
there.
air.
Would you guys go again?
I
know
would.
You want to go, yeah?
I would go again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 3
It was
days?
just like, I mean, dude, if
Yeah,
you're
if
paying
you
that
pay for
much,
it, yeah, you
like
have
you're
to
going
do
all
it,
3
yeah.
days. But I would go again. It was just like we just went a year ago. You know, like there are other things that I would like.
And
to
also,
do.
I think
Yeah.
the more
Give
you
it
go,
time.
the better the experience
easier,
gets, because you
yeah.
learn. This was like their first experience, my second. So we're still learning the ways and like, you know, like when it's worth going to a certain tent, or if it's like the hotel and the shuttle pass. Like I feel like you guys would have assumed it was better to rent a car, because that's just what automatically you think. You're like, oh no, let me have my car so I can just leave whenever I want. But that's not the case.
yeah.
So it was nice
I think
to
the
have
other way
that.
around, actually. I'd rather have the shuttle pass so that I can
Yeah.
leave whenever I want. The first day, like half of
No,
us
exactly,
left, and then half
exactly,
of us
yeah.
stayed, and we didn't have to be like, no, we all have to go because
Yeah.
we're in the
True.
car.
Yeah.
Oh, because the shuttle,
It's
does
constantly
this
coming
round.
through,
Yeah. Okay,
constantly.
okay. One time. That's
And
good.
it stays working up until like an hour after. So if you want to stick around to, I guess, just
To the end, like you can.
hang out, you can.
Nice.
That takes a different kind of person. But
What
yeah.
other tip do you?
I will
Takes a
say
different kind of
this.
person.
I do think, going back to what you said earlier, influencers and artists do one hell of a good job
Making
selling-
it look glamorous.
yeah, selling this ideology of what it is and the experience, and it's completely different. Not that it's a bad experience, but it's not the one that you see online that you're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I'm gonna be partying it up with like Justin and Hailey Bieber. No, not even in VIP do you do that. It's just, you know, it's one of those experiences that you make out of it what you want to.
Yeah. So I did some research on that, and
Of course.
give us the facts.
Coachella is a big business and marketing opportunity. So let's just start guessing. How much do you think an influencer makes per post during Coachella
Per
weekend?
post? Wait, what level of this influence?
All right.
I feel like there's levels to it, but I don't
Okay,
know.
we're gonna
I'm new
do.
here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna show it to you guys. This is a mid-tier
doing a great job
influencer.
hiding that.
So 50,000 through 100,000.
This is a what level
Mid.
influencer?
Middle.
Mid? And they're starting at 50.
50.
Sheesh, I'm in the wrong
What
industry.
do you think? Well, actually, just an average. Just give me an average number
for one post.
for each post, like
For
per
each
post,
per post.
that weekend.
80K.
No, too high.
Yeah, I would say like 25, 30.
100. Sorry.
30,000
She said 50 to 100.
per post.
Per
Followers.
post.
Oh, I thought she said 50 to 100,000
followers.
dollars per
Followers,
post.
followers.
Oh, okay, wait.
Okay.
I didn't hear correctly.
Okay, well, we'll see who gets the closest. Give me a number. I'm talking to Vic. Whoever's watching without video, it's Victoria.
5,000.
Next,
25,000.
Mimi. If her post, that's too much money.
Is it?
There's no Alex Earl.
But that's why.
I heard
Yeah,
the
you
instructions
could,
wrong the
you
first
know.
time.
3,500.
3,000 through 500.
No, $3,500 per post.
No, so the average is 2,000.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Damn, that was the first number I was
I
going to give.
So
retract my
influencers are
cost.
charging.
You went with
And I went with the higher one.
That was way too much. So they're charging an average of 2,000 per Instagram post from Coachella. But now, when it comes to specific numbers, if you're a nano influencer, from 1,000 to 10,000.
Hold on, are these real words?
These are real words.
Where do I fall? Am I nano?
Hold up, you're nano. It'll be a
Wait, but how do we?
$10.
Why didn't we do this last year?
$10.
I know, I'm not going to no festival for free anymore. $10 through $100 per post. That's a nano influencer.
I put 3 pictures up, and they
Dude,
were
that's
carousels.
like a solid 5 lemonades at Coachella.
Right? And then, okay, so micro influencer, that's 10,000 to 50,000. $100 through $500 per post. Mid-tier influencers, 50,000 through 500,000.
Followers.
That's, followers. That's 500 through $5,000 per post.
I'm gonna need you to stop.
Okay, wait,
I'm getting
you,
sad.
You
Got
gotta
one more.
hear
There's
one more.
one more tier.
The macro influencers.
You're not
that's
there.
500,000 through $1 million. It's $5,000 through $10,000 per post.
Okay, wait. I
And
was
let's keep
kinda
in mind
close.
this includes like the whole free experience,
Right.
probably. At least for the macro ones.
No, it
Yeah,
has to.
yeah.
I was close if
Like
you're
a
a macro
ticket, the
influencer.
house they
Oh wait, no,
stay
I
in.
wasn't. I said 70.
Now, when you start going into that adds on, but that falls on the brands. Those are brands spending the money on the hotels, paying the tickets for
Yeah.
each influencer. So it's paying all of that, and on top of that, you got to pay each influencer as well for their presence. So
I'm just
just
saying, I'm
imagine how
nano,
much
so
money
I'm not
is
posting
coming
about
out of Coachella.
But
That's
look
it,
at
we're done.
Coachella's a thing. Like,
I mean, I was gonna do like a Coachella post since
I
you know
mean-
Coachella's this weekend, but now if I'm not getting paid, I'm not.
If
I'm
you're
gonna
not
we're
getting
gonna have to
don't
DM
give
some
them
people.
marketing.
Hey,
Like,
where are my $10?
so most of them is they just go take their pictures and leave.
Yeah.
Because
It's
there are a
business.
lot of pool parties around Coachella with famous DJs and artists.
Is go to
So
the events.
they
yeah.
show up probably for that reason to take their pictures and take their outfits, and then
The-
they go to the
yeah.
real party.
They're getting paid to be there.
So the first year that I went, Betty and I entered this giveaway on Instagram for this. It's kind of like a marketing influencer company called Vamp, and
Oh, I've heard
like
of
I've
them.
heard of
we
Yeah.
went in on the post. We posted like over 80 times each, and we won the tickets to go to the pool party.
Oh shoot!
And it was one of the best experiences of our
I
lives.
didn't know this. Okay.
Yes. So
tell
it
us
was a beautiful mansion
Uh-huh.
in the middle of Palm Springs, like the typical dream house that you think of when you think of Palm Springs, a house in the desert. The pool right in the middle, and it was just a bunch of reality TV stars. Like we saw a bunch of guys that were in The Bachelor and Bachelorette, a bunch of other people we didn't know. We met some local Miami influencers who to this day are our friends Juan and Eddie, and they have over 100,000 followers, so they're obviously legit.
Yeah.
And we just felt so welcomed, and it was a 10 times better experience than the actual Coachella festival day that day.
You know, that's really interesting to hear because I hear that a lot of these parties, like, they look fun online on social media, but when you're actually there, it's kind of boring. It's like, get
Oh
your
my
picture
God, no,
and
no.
leave.
well, I
Did
mean,
you
I
see
feel
the,
like that was like the Revolve Fest.
and I was
Yeah.
getting the Revolve Fest. They said it was like a fire festival.
Yeah.
Like, it was really bad.
But that shook me because usually they have the best festival.
Yeah.
Apparently, like
But I think,
according
like,
to
the ride got stuck, and then it was just a nightmare.
I also
from
feel like
there.
now it's people complaining about the little things.
No,
Like, oh, you got
yeah.
invited to Revolve Festival
I-
for free. They all brought you here, and you're still
Yeah.
complaining.
Yeah, I also think there must have been like a VIP experience through Revolve because I saw a lot of videos from bigger influencers like the Bachelorette girls, and they didn't really complain about like a bus issue or
Right.
being left stranded, you know. So
But
I do
they're
think it's a
getting
different
paid.
experience.
If you're getting paid, you cannot give bad press because you're getting paid and that's on your influencer
That is true.
contract. if you're there that you bought your ticket, because people from the outside world could have just gone in there.
Yeah.
If they had tickets, you're free to talk as much smack as you want.
Dude, that's crazy.
But
I mean, I
if
think
you
at that
stay
point-
quiet, it's because you got paid and it's in your contract and you cannot talk.
I
'cause you will
didn't
get
know that
sued.
like random people could just go to the Raw.
I didn't
Yeah.
know either.
I mean, at that point, like, why
They
did you
sold
I
choose
thought it
Revolve
was
over Coachella?
invitation only.
Yeah.
They
Why'd
sold
you go
tickets.
all the way to Indio and you chose the Revolve Festival over
Over
Coachella?
Coachella.
It's probably an experience in itself that they wanted to
No, and
really
online it does look like an amazing, beautiful pink
little
experience.
event. Yeah.
I mean, everything online looks amazing in
Yeah.
a beautiful pink experience.
and it's
Yeah,
all
it is true.
fake.
It is.
Let's see what else I put on my notes here. You guys have any like other tips in mind? You guys have to have
So
a lot
yeah,
of freaking tips.
everything inside the festival is very expensive.
Very expensive.
For example, they have these beautiful, delicious lemonades that are
You
$18
guys drank so many of those.
because Coachella only happens once a year. So
So
it's-
we gotta drink
you have
4
to
a
go
day.
full in. Yeah. So what we did was we brought the little tampons that you can put alcohol in.
No one brought tampons.
Oh,
What
that
are
was
you
the
talking
first year.
about?
Me and Betty did that the
I
first
was like,
year.
what tampons
No.
did we bring?
So Betty and I have a video. I'll show you. We took 30 tampons with vodka inside, and we kept getting these lemonades over and over again.
How did you guys like hide that?
In our book bag, they were just
I mean,
tampons.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
like
we
split
have a
between.
story.
Yeah.
That's true.
So,
I remember
yeah.
that. Okay,
And
okay.
then last year, what happened was with Betty's brother.
No.
No,
So
but
we
we were
were
doing
good.
good. We were
yeah,
good.
we brought the clear
were all good.
pouches
Yeah.
and we all spread them out because it was like 20.
We
bags
upgraded
that we
to the
had.
clear pouches.
And we were good. We were so confident passing through security, and the last day got to us where Leo was like, "All right, just put them all in one backpack."
Se
No,
confió.
the thing is
And
that
the security
it was
guard-
always like a mission to wrap everything, put it in pockets.
So you guys
like,
just gave up.
put it. So then the last day we were like, screw this.
That
Like
was
we're just
good.
gonna throw them in one bag. Like that's enough.
And they
We
weren't
don't wanna
really
take stuff.
checking.
They weren't checking.
They
Yeah.
Honestly, it was a
But
little bit
they-
sketch walking into Coachella every day because I'm like, I could have something on me and not one person
Yeah.
stopped me. Like I
And
was
that's
just walking
scary.
in.
That's
yeah,
scary,
it was-
especially with everything
it was-
happening around the world. Like that's scary.
I was
right now.
kind of scared the first night. The
That
first
was my
night I
mom's
was
biggest
like,
concern.
I feel like I'm not safe considering
Yeah.
how little I was checked. Like you walk in with like a mass amount of people. Who's checking all these people?
Just like Ultra. Did they ever check you?
No.
I
No,
didn't.
they
yeah,
didn't check
I didn't
me
get checked
either.
either.
I mean, we went through the back basically,
Yeah,
but
no.
like if you go through, you went through the back or the front.
No, I went through like the side,
The
like
side,
the
yeah.
where like the
Mm,
boats.
yeah, me too. I mean, if we're going through there, I don't think they're need to
No,
check.
but supposedly they had like a bag policy and they didn't take my bag.
No,
It
us
wasn't
either. They didn't even grab my bag to see if I had something
Yeah, they
inside.
didn't check anything.
No, they checked my bag.
Oh no.
Oh no, they didn't check me.
That's scary.
It's scary. It's scary. So
That is very
imagine
scary.
everybody
It's very
coming in
scary.
through the front,
Yeah.
like if they're checking or not. I mean, I think they do have the monitors like in the front through the principal. Like
I mean, in Coachella, they have a lot of police activity. It's not just
And
like
undercover
securities. It's
too.
and
they do have-
undercovers.
undercovers within
So
the crowd itself.
I feel like internally speaking, they're prepared
Yeah.
and they're aware. But the
You
fact
don't
that
know
they're
that.
not checking
You don't
is
feel that.
scary.
So it was the third day, and the first and second day we were fine, but by the third day we were super confident. We're like, all right, let's just put them all in the backpack. And once we were at security, we all went through fine, and then Leo was the last one.
top.
He got stuck behind, and the security literally found all the little bags of tequila.
So that day, you guys had to buy the liquor inside.
Well,
Did
we
we?
were just so bummed out that I think we didn't even drink that day. We drank
No,
our little
I-
liquor that
I
we
don't-
were able to.
I don't think
We
I
were
bought.
But the
Yeah.
security
We
was
wouldn't.
happy to
No,
find
no.
it.
She threw a party.
Yeah.
I think they had like a
like,
winning
I
pool of
won.
like who would get the most stuff confiscated from like the people going to the festival, and she was like, "I got the big
I'm the
bag.
winner."
Oh my god! I was like, dude,
She was
chill out.
twerking. It was
Yeah, it was like a
so,
whole
like-
commotion.
We made her day.
Yeah, we definitely.
all of them
made
were
her day.
laughing, and all of us were just like,
For sure, they had like an
No,
inside
I think
joke.
Leo was like, dude, relax.
Like, just stop
What are you gonna do with it? Are you
throw
gonna
it
drink
away
it?
or drink it. Just
No, she
stop.
threw it away.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I feel
Super
like they
uncool.
take it out after.
No, for sure they keep that. I don't think they like give it to anyone or anything. My lashes bother me.
No, they don't give it to anyone. But like, what if they think it's I don't know,
No,
laced with
like or
something?
throw it away. No,
We look like great people. I don't think they're gonna think
Yeah.
that of us.
Yeah, no.
they were
You don't
sipping
know
on
what
that
I just
tampons.
smelled.
They were sipping on that tampons for sure.
No, that was the clear pouch, not the
Yeah,
tampon.
yeah.
Oh,
We
that
just
was the
got
clear
clear
pouch.
So it was
pouches.
even more obvious. They were legit whipping it.
The thing it was like it was 20 of them in like a plastic bag. In,
But
like, a Publix
Diana
bag.
got some in with Julian.
Oh, because she had
Julian
he had his
some,
own bag, yeah, and he only had like 5. I
Yeah.
think that's why we didn't buy. We're like, we have this scarce for the day. Use 5 for all 8 of us.
Drink.
I mean,
for the
I think
whole
realistically,
day.
it was
Drink
just
smart.
it was just dumb for us to like spend money on alcohol because it was such a long day
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the sun. Like
Yeah.
we wanted lemonades and water more than anything.
I really wish they would allow people to bring coolers in. Because if it's supposed to be the picnic vibe and, you know,
But they want
let
you to
bring
spend
in
money.
water, they want you to spend money. But it would be
I mean, they could put a fee. You want to bring your cooler
exactly.
in?
I think it would just be a
but
better
how
experience.
How would they like determine what could be in the cooler?
No, I know it just
Yeah,
doesn't make
yeah.
sense. But
That's
it would
in a
be
perfect world.
in a perfect world. I'd rather pay
where we
$80
lived
for
in
the
the good
That's
fees.
more an
place.
Okeechobee Vibe
Yeah.
Festival or Burning Man
Yeah.
Festival.
Or like
Bring
if
your
you're
own-
camping there.
Or
yeah.
you're camping, yeah. it's
But
Coachella.
everything as far as drinks and food sold there is delicious. You
So
know?
if you would have to give an advice to someone that's going, how much money should they have to actually spend at the festival? What would you say?
I think it depends on the time that you get there.
Okay.
Because I feel
And
like the
also-
first 2 days we really didn't like eat.
No.
Yeah,
We
that too.
ate
They had
the
a lot
fir-
of good like food places, and they had a lot of variety.
I feel like the first 2 days, maybe like the second day we ate, but we shared something. It was
Yeah.
the last day that we actually like sat down and like had a meal
Okay.
because we were there for so long.
We earned it.
We earned it. But the first 2 days, I didn't think I ate the first night.
Yeah.
And then like the lemonades that were like $15 a lemonade.
Yeah.
We also
I would
like
say like
got
$100 a day if you're gonna be there for like half of the day.
Okay,
mean,
so what,
to
100?
To spend,
solid?
you're not getting merch. You're being very
Okay,
generous.
So food and drinks, 100.
I think
What-
that's too little.
Yeah,
because
that's little.
again, it depends on the person. Because if they're
Yeah.
gonna be drinking alcohol, then obviously they're gonna spend more than $100.
How much was like a liquor, like a drink, a
I
cocktail?
mean, a regular
What's the,
festival cost?
Like
you know?
20?
Yeah.
15
Okay.
to 25.
okay.
I think at Ultra they were like $20.
Yeah, they were 20. Well, I don't know.
Like a
Didn't
Red
pay
Bull.
for shit.
I mean, we got in line once. So a Red Bull vodka was like $20.
Damn.
I mean, a Red Bull alone is like $10.
Yeah.
Wild.
So
Wild.
What other tip do you guys have? Okay, so the first one was time, right?
I
Getting
think
there in a timely manner. The second one, bring in liquor if
Yeah.
you can, so you don't have to spend
don't
so
get
much there.
I think the third would be if you can get a shuttle pass, get a shuttle
Get a
pass.
shuttle pass.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you don't
I
have to
think
stay at the
drive.
hotels to get a shuttle
Okay.
Yeah.
pass.
I think the next one.
What about with outfits?
Wait, that's a
comfortable
very
shoes?
I
important
think the
point.
next one is gonna be.
What
I think
is
the
it?
next one is gonna be take your pictures beforehand.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Take pictures beforehand, but beforehand, like, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah,
as soon as
can
you
you
get
elaborate on
there,
that?
So-
Not
We did
in the
that.
festival.
in the,
We
in
did
the
that.
hotel, like,
Elaborate.
what do you do?
Right,
Like
right,
what?
right. So like
Okay.
every single day. I mean, we were with.
Oh, she's branching. I know where this is going.
Okay,
Yeah, they keep
right?
laughing at each
I
other.
need to
I want
like,
to
where
know
this
what's
is
going
going,
on.
that's
Why are
why.
you
I
laughing
need
at
to
each other?
open up the.
Open up
We're
the
gonna
floor
take
for
this
conversation.
out of the
Open up the
festival
floor.
grounds.
Okay.
And,
No, okay, because
into
every
Palm
single
Springs.
day. So yeah, we were. All of us love to take pictures in different scenarios, and we know when you go to Coachella, you always take pictures with the Ferris wheel, pictures by the stadium, all that stuff. So and they have a bunch of landmarks too, and super cool ones actually. But we also wanted to branch out and do different other scenarios, different other landscapes. So like the first day we drove around the hotel and like we went to like.
We tried to find an open space that really portrayed what a desert should look like.
And we
Okay.
literally found, like, we opened up some gates and it was just pure
It said
desert.
no trespassing, but
Yeah,
we
no
trespassed.
trespassing
That's
next to like this
nice.
community of like homes that
Yeah.
were for sure like $1 million homes.
Oh,
But you
shit.
have to sacrifice a little, you
Yeah.
know?
Right.
You gotta
So-
risk it a little bit, you know, for a nice picture.
It was a
on
good
Instagram.
opportunity, and
A
we
few
did
likes.
get
We got
some
pretty
pretty
good
good
pics.
pictures there. Some
Yeah.
group photos and individual. It legit looked like we were in Dubai, like in the desert.
Shit.
Something you can't get inside of the festival.
Exactly.
Because in the
Okay.
festival, all your pictures will have hundreds of people behind you.
That's true.
Unless you get there really, really early.
And not even.
No,
and not
not
even
even.
because
'Cause
even
people-
if you get
yeah,
there
and
early, there's
think
people
about that too.
Yeah.
camp
that
there. They're ready.
Yeah,
They're
unless
like-
you're really good at editing and you can start editing heads out.
It's just not the same
yeah.
That's a lot
as
of people to edit out.
these pictures that look so professional and have, you know, an emptiness to them or windmills. Hundreds of windmills.
So the second day.
Yeah.
There are no windmills at Coachella.
No.
Just so we're all clear.
Yeah.
They're in Palm
That-
Springs on like an
They're
hour
an hour
away.
away.
So on the way to
We're
Coachella,
getting
the
there.
first day, we saw all these windmills and we're like, oh my God, we have to go here to take a picture. So the second day we made it a point to go get pictures.
And it's not just normal windmills. It's very surreal. Like
tried to vote
they're
against.
beautiful. They look very modern, huge. They really make pictures look amazing. You see them in like I've seen them in the guest drops. Sometimes they go out there and they shoot their pictures there, and it looks beautiful.
I tried to vote against it and I got
So
outvoted,
obviously, majority of us were like, we have to go to the
I was like,
windmills.
And
guys,
the
we're
other
gonna
half
waste-
didn't want to.
we-
Victoria didn't want to.
It was just
no.
me. But I was like, we're
Victoria.
literally gonna waste
They had to do it for the gram.
No.
How much time did they waste?
an hour to get there.
No, it was 30
minutes
minutes.
of pictures.
It was 30 minutes
Okay,
there, 30 minutes back.
30-ish minutes there.
And then like
A
an hour
total
there.
hour
a
round
total
trip. Okay.
30-ish minutes.
It's like 2
probably
hours.
more there, and then 30 minutes back. Like
It was
that
like 2
just
hours.
Time
2 hours,
that we
2 hours.
also we took a long
Solid.
time to get ready. So by the time we were like ready for the windmills, it
And we
was
had
already like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
Let's
I was
also
like-
keep in mind that the other car we had was a Tesla, and it was really hard to find a place to charge it around the area that wouldn't be packed with cars.
Right,
Yeah,
because
we had
everyone
to
was
be
doing the same
mindful of
thing.
So-
that.
Who thought it was a smart idea to get a Tesla again?
Well, I think it was just a good price. When
Okay.
we were looking for the cars, it was just an affordable price, and obviously,
I'll be
like
Tesla.
Teslas
That's
are
when gas was,
nice.
like,
In the
and-
middle of the
super-
desert.
yeah,
with a
no, but in
Tesla.
But
California,
that's when gas was super
gas.
expensive.
No, still, girl.
I mean,
still, it's
still,
like
but it
five
was, like,
something per
$6,
gallon. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So obviously, you spend, like
More in gas, right? I mean, whatever. That's another story. But though,
So what we thought
It
was,
was
gonna
just-
take 2 hours actually took us like 4 hours.
Oh. How were you feeling about that?
Well, let's backtrack and say the story.
Just
So-
say the damn story.
so we
Our
get
cameras
to
are
the-
gonna die. We're not gonna hear the story.
we get to the windmills. Everyone's taking their pictures. Some
We
of
look
us
great
are
that day.
unhappy. Some of us are fine. Some of us don't care.
Some have the cara de mierda.
It wasn't me that time, actually. So chill.
Who had the shitty face?
So then I was in charge of the car because it was under my name.
Okay.
And someone wanted to go back to the car and they asked for the keys. And I'm like, okay, here. But everyone else is taking pictures. But then we asked that person to come back and take pictures of us. And whatever, they take pictures, all this stuff, whatever. We're like, all right, is everybody happy? We're all done. We're ready? Okay, cool, let's go. So we get in the car, we drive off, we make it all the way back to the hotel.
This is a push to start car.
This is a push to start car. And we get back to the hotel, and I'm like, oh, give me the keys. Because I was like, I don't need them to turn the car on. And he looks at me, and he's like, I don't have the keys. And I'm like, no,
Don't
no,
tell me
no.
what's inside the car.
You have the keys. And he's like, no, I'm not joking. I don't have the keys. And I'm like, where are the effing keys? And
Dun,
he
dun, dun.
left them on the roof of the car.
What?
So when I drove off, they flew away. And
It gets
for
good. It gets
for
good. It
It
gets
gets
good.
better.
It gets good.
For some reason, everyone thought that going back was a good idea and that the keys would still be there. And I'm like, I'm not going to find no
how
keys.
was the
No,
car
because
still
realistic-
working without the keys?
Because
Because
you
it's
didn't
a
need
push
it.
to
Like,
start.
yeah, it's a push to start. So
the
it was never
So
turned
my
off.
car wouldn't. Like my car, the keys need to
Yeah, it
be in
needs
the
to be
car,
inside.
but
Yeah, me too.
not this Mercedes. As long as the key is somewhere on the car, it's good. It was like on the roof of the car,
It
like
was
on the
still
little
there,
like
though?
hood.
No, we drove back an hour, like 30
There
minutes.
was no key on the roof.
But what I don't get
Like-
it. How was the car driving?
It
if-
just kept
I
going.
mean, once the
It just
car is
kept going?
on, yeah,
Yeah.
it just kept going. Like,
So you just couldn't turn it off. 'cause
and
of
there
the
was
reason.
no
No,
like
they
sign.
turned
You know
it
how
off.
sometimes it'll say like key
Yeah.
not detected.
Yeah.
Key fob, not
There
in the
was
car.
no sign.
Nothing.
Like it didn't signal me that the key
Yeah.
wasn't in the car.
We realized when we got back to the hotel and she went to lock it.
Right,
Like
I'm
she
like-
turned
And the
off
car
the
was
car
already
and
turned
the
off.
car was at
That was
that
the
The car
point.
was already
I
turned
turned the
off.
car off, and I'm like, okay, give me the key so I can lock it.
Yeah.
I don't have the key. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have the key? I gave it
So
to
we
you.
had to get the Tessie
Charge it really quick.
and then drive back another 30
we used
minutes.
a lot of people.
So it was like
was
Ileana.
not
So it was actually not them. It was
Yeah, we
I
stayed
was
in the
like,
hotel.
I'm not dealing with this. I'm going back to the
yeah.
hotel.
It was
room.
only 3 of us that went back. Me, Romy, and Betty. And then
And like realistically, if the
Yeah.
key was placed like on the floor somewhere, like okay, maybe we could have found it. But since it was on the
flew.
roof, it
It
flew.
fly.
So you
No.
don't know
And
if it flew on
to
the
get
street.
out of the
like-
windmill area, I had to do like a super sharp U-turn.
yeah.
That thing flew the moment we left.
Yeah.
Like it didn't
And it
fly
was
off
run
on the
over
highway.
for sure.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
run
and it
over
was
for
ran
sure.
over. The wind blew
So
it away.
get this.
But we didn't lose hope. We were very
was
optimistic.
a
So 3 of
rental
us went
car.
back.
Again,
Yeah.
we as a
This
lot of
was
people.
a rental car. We got it from LA, 2 hours and a half away. So we don't have a spare key. It's a Saturday. We're in the middle of the desert. The Benz dealership was closed the whole weekend. We couldn't
the Benz
replace.
dealership had just closed because
Yeah.
it was like 5 by the time this happened.
We couldn't get.
Doesn't
We
open
tried to
Sundays.
call a
Yeah.
locksmith.
Yeah.
We couldn't get a locksmith to replace that exact key fob. And at this point, we're like, we need to leave Sunday. No, it was Monday morning at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, what
Our
the heck
flight
are
was
we
at
gonna do?
noon. Our
Yeah,
flight
how
was
do
at
we get
noon.
back?
How do we get this car back? Like,
I have trauma.
so
Now you're gonna be looking for the keys everywhere of every car.
Wait, so we
forever.
went
never, ever
back.
giving
We
the
went
keys
back
to anybody.
and Romy looked for the key for like an hour. And Betty and I were just kind of staring at him, like from miles away. It was like
Just
a
to
little
show
tiny
you guys were
human
just
in
like
the
watching
distance.
the show.
pictures. You guys were
Yeah,
taking
no, we were
pictures.
for sure taking pictures. We took advantage of the moment. It was sunset. It was beautiful. But it was just so sad because he was looking so hard and we just knew they weren't there. Like those keys didn't
Yeah,
exist anymore.
Yeah.
They were gone, destroyed.
You didn't have to go back to tell me that.
So we drive back finally. It's a very sad car ride home because
Quiet.
there are no
quiet ride.
solutions at this point.
Yeah.
We're just kind of like, well, we're fucked. Like we're gonna have to pay a
Yeah.
fat ass fee. Like that's just the way it is. We
We're
get
gonna-
back.
We even like tried to like tow the
Yeah,
car.
we were like,
that
let's
was-
get the car towed back to
But
LA.
how are
But
we
how do
gonna
we
get
get back?
back?
We were like,
where
maybe
are
we
the
can
12
put
luggages gonna
Uber.
go?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were like, oh, we put all the luggages in the Benz, get them towed, and then all of us squeeze into the Tesla. There was no way to do it. There was just no way. So what ended up happening?
So we had to reach out back to the owner and basically claim that we lost our bag that had the keys in it. And
No, I told her that my bag got stolen at Coachella and the key was in it.
Oh
Why
my
am I
God.
taking the car to Coachella? I mean, she
Guys-
doesn't need to know that I had the shuttle
She
pass,
doesn't
but like,
need
guys,
No.
to get
she
the
was like, "I'm so sorry. I hope she doesn't watch this."
She
and
was
listen
so
to this.
nice.
Please
She
don't
was
go
really
all
nice.
the way. Please do not blow up into
But-
California. But
to get the because we were thinking, okay, maybe we can Uber the actual spare key. It was $300 just to drive that Uber, and what Uber would pick it up to drive 2.5 hours for
Yeah.
a freaking key?
she also
Yeah.
said no when we said that. She was like, "No, I'm not gonna trust like a random with reason. Like I'm not gonna trust
Yeah.
a random person with this only other key that I have left."
So,
So
bless this lady.
No, bless her heart.
Like
I hope she's
Went
doing well in
and
life.
gave you the
She
spare
drove
key.
to Coachella Sunday. Well, she drove to Indio Sunday, but like at a random time, and she would only give me the key.
Yeah, 'cause
And I
it
was
under
like-
your name.
So you're coming when Swedish House goes on. And
Yeah, her
This is
ETA.
priorities.
Her
priorities.
ETA
and
was
then,
prime
and then Romy
time.
was like, "No, don't worry, I'll leave. I'll go." I'm like, she does literally not want to give
Yeah.
the key to anybody but me. She's not gonna give the key to you. And then I was able to convince her to just leave it at the front desk, and she was very clear that if something happened to the key, it was on me, and if it never got to me because she left it at the front desk, it wasn't on her. And trying to call the front desk in Coachella
Oh my
with
God,
no
with
signal,
service
I was
service.
stressed for like a good 2 hours until that situation got resolved because the hotel wasn't answering, the call wasn't going through. When I would call, she couldn't hear me. And then it was just like a lot of back and forth. The lady's trying to text
So
me, and I'm
stressful.
like, "This is my room number. This is the like, please give it to this person." Yeah, it was a lot, but she got it there. We got back.
The keys
We
were
saw
there.
Swedish House.
we
the
got
keys
to
were there.
Coachella like at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that night we got
On
there late.
Saturday. Yeah, we got to Coachella like at 8 o'clock at night, and everyone was pretty.
Not having the best time of their life.
We were just kind of like, we were so stressed earlier in the day that it just kind of, not killed the vibe completely, but we were emotionally exhausted.
Yeah, emotionally exhausted, but also just like everything was just very comical at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, it's fine. This is hilarious.
Life is too
Shit
short.
happens.
Hey,
Life
it's
is
a
too short.
great
We're at
story.
Coachella.
Never put car keys in the roof of a car.
Or
Never.
just don't give them.
Don't give the
to
car
anyone.
keys to anyone
Right.
who's, up there in the
Wait,
air.
so
was-
does anyone remember the reason why they were on the roof? So the keys were on the roof because his outfit didn't have pockets.
That's nice.
Which,
All for that. He could have given you the keys back, like, hey, I don't have pockets. No, let me just put it in the roof. It's all good.
Guys, it was something in the moment.
It's
No,
in the
and
moment.
honestly,
it was in the
It's things you don't
moment,
think
and it could have
about.
happened to literally
Yeah,
any
yeah,
of
yeah.
us.
when you
Things
take
don't think about.
pictures, when you take Coachella pictures, it's like once a year, and
Yeah.
you
You're
know,
excited.
you dream when you plan these pictures, so it's you want to see the results. So I
Yeah.
think it was just a moment of distraction and stress because the picture didn't look the way you wanted to look, and
Everyone was just thinking. Yeah, yeah. Everyone was thinking about something else. Yeah.
I
get
mean,
that.
from now on, I will say this: every time I go to Coachella or any other music festival and I take a car, I will tie it around my neck in a lanyard.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I just
yeah.
don't lose
Especially
it.
your phones, people.
Someone lost their
Oh
phone.
yes.
Who lost their phone?
Oh my god.
Yeah, so the first day
This is
we
a
get
good one.
there.
I feel like
and-
lost and misplaced or
No,
What was
okay,
that
so
So that's
we were-
another tip. Be aware of your items and
Yes.
don't lose your items.
At all
yeah,
times,
so
your
I'm
important
like
items.
very attached to my phone. My phone goes with me everywhere. And I had my phone in my purse, and we were all just so happy the first day. Like, we were skipping, or like literally skipping around. And in the middle of us jumping around, it freaking fell out of my purse.
Oh, God.
And it didn't take me, like, it took me less than 5 minutes to realize. I was like, oh my God, guys, where's my phone? I can't find my phone. Where is this?
this is night one.
When she
Night
said
one.
that, yeah, when she said that,
I was like, that's it.
Everybody
The weekend's
started
over.
heart
Wow.
sunk.
Everyone starts like tracking my phone because we all follow each other. Everyone starts tracking my phone. Ileana calls my phone, and I'm like, okay, someone answers. This guy answers. And
He
he's
sounded
like,
happy. Yo. Who is
I found
this?
this
I found this phone, man.
Dude, we were at the main
That's a
stage,
manhunt.
and he basically was like, oh, like, I'm at this other stage, like, come find me.
Angie couldn't even speak. She's like freaking out.
I'm
I'm talking to this guy. Mind you, this is like a white dude. So I'm trying to understand him. There's loud music. He's like, yeah, dude, I'm here. I'll wait by the middle back of the stage. I'm
Oh,
like,
that's so
the
nice.
stage-
the middle back of the back or the middle back of the front? What are you talking
like, on
about?
the side,
And
I'm
what
so confused.
stage?
But I'm telling you, he was at the stage all the way in the front, and it took me less than 5 minutes to realize that my phone was missing. So this
he
man
ran.
sprinted.
He was
to this
sprinting
other
because it took
stadium.
us a solid like 12 minutes to get to that stage.
Yeah.
We were in the
He
main
probably
stage.
picked it and kept walking. Like,
Yeah.
that's
That's
wild.
exactly what happened.
But we
it
were
was,
walking
like,
with a pep in our step, and
Yeah.
it took us forever to
'cause
get to where
remember,
he was.
Self-service sucks.
Yeah, no,
So,
and
like,
he kept saying, "Oh, just call me when you get here." I was like, "No, you're staying on the phone with me because if I hang up, I might lose service. So I'd
Yeah.
rather like keep him on the
Yeah.
phone."
And who knows if this guy wanted to give me my phone back?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, maybe he was playing a joke on us because we found it hard to believe when he told us he was all the way in the front. We were like, impossible. Like we just lost this phone. Like we were just on Snap a few minutes before recording ourselves, jumping
Yeah.
around. We got there and it was just such a smooth and easy transaction.
Really?
I to this day don't know what that guy
Yeah.
looks like. Like, I let Ileana handle
Yeah,
everything.
I was just like, "Thank you so much, Angie." Got the phone. She's like, "Give me that."
Holy shit.
I was
bet
like,
she
"Thank you
didn't-
so
she didn't Put that shit in her purse again.
I was freaking out.
No,
I
she
stayed
locked that
behind.
up. It kind of killed the vibe for a little bit.
No, it
'cause-
did. No, the moment you said I lost my phone, I'm like, well, there goes the weekend.
Yeah, because all of our LA pictures were on her phone too.
Okay, it was not about the pictures. Like the moment you lose a phone,
You lose your phone.
Yeah, I know,
it's like
but
yeah,
your communication to like your parents,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
everything,
yeah.
like your everyone that's not there.
replacement.
This girl is
Yeah.
just the pictures. I
The
sent
memories.
her 350 pictures of just her in the windmill area on my phone. And
There
I was
were,
like,
like,
my
4
love,
good
how many?
ones.
Wait. But going back, so this guy, he just gave it back.
He
to
was
you,
the
like,
chillest
whoa.
guy I've ever met. Like, I hope
Really?
he's doing great in life.
That's so great to
So
hear.
many good
Honestly,
I
yeah,
love to hear
we-
stories like that, man.
Yeah.
It just kind
Like,
of
why are you gonna
fortifies the
steal
music
a
festival.
phone,
Yeah.
especially in a festival? You're having a good time,
No one's gonna buy
No,
it
and
from
you
you there.
you
No one's gonna buy it.
and you hear about phones being stolen
Yeah.
and ultra.
Yeah.
The
I
statistics.
feel like
every
here,
night.
I feel
Different
like
culture.
here. No, I also think
And
you're in a
think
city
about the
here
trouble
that.
to break into a phone.
But think about
the
it in
trouble.
Indio. Where are you shipping that phone out to?
Yeah.
Like, where do you live around the area that you have someone to sell that to?
Yeah.
There's nothing around
It's all
there.
tourists. There's
It's
people
all
from
you're
different
literally in the
places.
desert. Like Indio was made for festivals.
Yeah.
Like
But
I'm
it's
convinced.
not-
Like
yeah.
nobody actually lives there.
Yeah. But it's nice to know that, you know, they're there with good vibes, right?
100%.
Like, I'm getting used to these.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with my
see
hands
the
or my
malfunction.
hair.
I think
Yeah, you're
everyone there
always
was on
fixing
good
your hair.
vibes.
I feel like
I
The
love
lady
that.
that was twerking on Ileana during while we were waiting for, was it Carol G or I don't
Oh
even
my
know who?
God, I remember
She
that
was
she was
on
going
one.
in. I was like, what are you doing?
And the guy was like, I'm
Dude,
sorry,
there's
she keeps
still-
dancing on you.
There was still COVID at that point, so I'm like, please, woman. Like, she's like, yeah. I was like, what are you doing? Like, what are you trying to accomplish?
Oh my God, do you remember? Okay, I guess we can go into another tip.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
okay, another tip.
You want to, that's your tip.
I'm going to guess what you're about
Yeah,
to
we're
say.
at 58
tip.
minutes.
I'm going to guess
Oh,
what
the
you're about
landmark
to say.
tip?
No.
Okay, yeah, I know what the
Do
story
not
is.
separate
Do
from your
not
friends.
separate from your
You'll
friends.
never find them
without.
And if you do, like, make sure that you guys pick a point, like a landmark at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of the weekend.
Okay.
So that if someone gets lost, just know, like, that's where they are.
Yeah.
And it worked. It worked.
It worked.
I-
After.
Right.
the
So
little
there was
incident.
one time where Ileana and I had to use a restroom,
Really bad.
and
told
we
them not to go?
separated from the group. We're
But
like, okay.
it was during a break in
It
between
was,
artists.
Yeah, in between artists. It was
Okay.
midday, like already towards the
It
afternoon.
was right after Anita.
Yeah. Okay. And we go to the bathroom. We come back, and we're like, okay, let's go ahead, find them again. Yeah. All of a sudden, this group
Was it
Grupo
Grupo
Firme?
Firme? This like
Grupo
Mexican
comes
band.
on. We
Oh, I think I
had
heard
never.
this.
We had
story.
never heard of them, so we
It's a
didn't think it would get
crowd.
too crowded.
All of a sudden,
I mean,
we're
they were on main
walking back
stage.
into the main crowd, and we see everyone swarming into the stage.
No,
One of the biggest
Like,
crowds I've seen
Yeah.
in the main
Me,
stage
Betty-
at
me,
Coachella.
Betty,
Seen
and
them in
Leo
big crowds.
We're like,
Where are these people coming from?
how do we get out
And
of
me and
this?
Ileana were literally stuck,
Well,
and we're
got to-
like,
yeah. We couldn't
what
get.
is
We
going
couldn't.
on?
We couldn't keep walking.
so we just stood there and like enjoyed the music, you know?
Everyone there was a hardcore fan. Like they were screaming the lyrics. They were
No.
doing their dance, and then Angie and I were like,
Just was it like
Google them.
Mexican?
Who are they? There was
No.
no service, so there was no way of finding out who they were. But we were like, they
Shazam
must.
anything.
They must be great. They
And we
must be
stayed
great.
exactly where
Yeah.
you left
We
us.
had to
and
wait.
we were like,
Where are
no,
Yeah.
I can't endure
And
30
it was
more
so
minutes of
tight,
this.
like there was
Yeah.
no way to like swerve into people. Like
We had to
was-
wait it out.
You see,
We
I
had
don't,
to
I don't
wait it
like
out.
being stuck in crowds like that.
No.
What's a VIP section like?
They have
We
like,
don't
their
know.
own side section.
We've never
Yeah,
been.
only okay.
They have like a side section. They have different food vendors too. Like they have.
You see, if I go next year, because I'm manifesting this
No, we will
for
go.
the free though, VIP.
and for the $10. Well, no, you qualify.
she's a micro
You qualify
influencer.
for the
I
more than
qualify. I
$2,000.
qualify, so I will get paid, go for free, and be a VIP.
I think the three of us have time to build a following.
Yeah.
after
I'm
the
a nano,
following.
so I'm good with the 20 bucks. A
But by
post.
next
Like,
year,
I'm
we
good.
can
Hey,
we're gonna
that's your
manifest
meal
it.
for the day.
Are you
We're
guys
gonna
my
manifest
lemonade?
That's my
meal.
lemonade. That's my lemonade.
meal. That's a lemonade.
But VIP, I cannot do crowds like that.
No,
Yeah,
I
no,
definitely
no,
said
for
if I
sure.
ever go back, I'm going VIP.
Yeah.
I'm not going.
I agree.
I couldn't do ultra. I can't.
Yeah.
I would like to.
No, it
but
for
I,
sure
'cause
has to be
experience
VIP.
is kind of different down there, but I just cannot do it.
I'm sorry. I was probably the smallest one in our group, and I experienced Coachella through everybody's phones.
Yeah,
I can't see
shit. You
anything.
can't
There
see
was
shit.
this
I can't-
one guy.
Like, thank God I have tall friends because Betty and you, like,
Yeah, no, we got
I saw the
great
whole.
footage.
No, I saw the whole thing
Yeah.
through her phone and her arms.
There was this one guy
I'm like,
that
That's
brought
great.
a little step stool.
No
Did
way.
he?
Yeah, do you not remember? He had like the closet ones, and he would like open it and stand there.
Amazing.
Yo,
Smart.
he was
Amazing.
thriving.
Innovation.
He was thriving.
He's
what I needed.
prepared.
That's
He looked like
literally
a local.
I was Betty is in front of me and I'm looking at the concert like this.
Oh wow, how pretty. Yeah. Oh no, I can't.
Like there was a point that I couldn't even see the screens because like I was under everyone.
No, I hate that. That's why for concerts I don't even get like floor. I can't see shit.
No, it's.
I gotta be angled. I need
No.
to have clear view of what I'm paying for.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
It also gets a little dirty, you know. Like by the end of the night, when you.
Oh, tip number 5. Are we at 5 yet?
Oh, dusty like
Tip
the-
number 5.
windy,
you
right?
need something to cover your
Yeah.
face.
Okay.
Like that is
After 5, it gets a little crazy. You don't
A
really see
little.
it.
Is it because
But
it's
you feel
windy?
it.
'Cause
the
it's
last
windy?
night,
Yeah,
I
no,
thought
it
there
does.
was
It
like
gets-
motorcycles
yeah, it
doing
gets-
like
Yeah, it was
donuts
so
in
bad.
Imagine
the desert.
driving and getting stuck in that.
I would look back and I'm like,
And it
oh my
was
God, what's going
cold.
on
It's
back
cold.
there?
It
It
was
drops.
cold.
Oh, yeah,
It
it
gets
was
cold.
It's
You're in a desert.
sandy, like
It's like 50
What
degrees.
would you say for
Very
shoes?
bipolar.
Comfortable shoes too, right?
Comfortable
There's a lot
shoes.
of
The
walking
shoes do not matter. Don't let shoes influence like the rest of your outfit.
Oh,
As
I
long
took
as you're
3
comfy.
pairs and I was in Reeboks all weekend.
Yeah, same. I always end up wearing the same shoes all 3 days. my comfiest booties, something thick enough to walk in like on pebbles, and also to be standing for more than 6-7 hours.
And if you have like really like, you know, revealing outfit, like take a jacket or something because it gets cold,
so
right?
we had purchased a locker because during the day it's super hot and then at night it gets cold. So we
they have
purchased a
that.
locker
Okay.
Tip number
and like we
6.
put our sweaters there. So at night we would go back and
And
like
get them.
But the lockers you have to buy ahead of time because they sell out.
Yeah, they sell out.
Okay.
They sell out. And it is quite a walk from the main stage.
Yeah.
So there has to be one person in the group willing to make the walk every day. So we took turns and just went in pairs.
That's solid.
Or you can bring a very comfy big book bag.
There's no bag policy then, right? You could bring a backpack or
yeah,
anything?
backpacks
Yeah.
are
Okay.
allowed.
That's solid. All right,
They
guys.
check them.
Anything else you guys want to add on a Coachella?
I did have something to say, but I forgot.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
okay.
great.
Well, you were
Okay.
talking about that. You don't necessarily have to stay in a hotel with a shuttle service.
Oh, yeah.
You can actually buy a shuttle service pass alone and just park up in one of the lots where they pick up.
Oh,
And leave your
It
car
has,
there.
Like, the stops.
Kind
Okay.
of like the Metro Mover here. You leave your car and you just go.
There was
Which is
actually a really
convenient.
nice hotel that we stayed at.
Yeah, it
That's
was very
nice.
clean, very nice, hot water.
But these shuttles are specifically for like Coachella purposes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
they're quick.
Yeah, they're just like normal buses that they rent out and like little
The coach
shuttles.
buses.
And, yeah,
Okay.
Well, were one of you on the school bus or was that Betty?
That was
There
not.
was a
we were
We were on
definitely
like
not.
super nice ones.
Yeah, no,
actually.
we were all on super nice ones, and then someone in our group was like, "Did you guys go on the school bus?" And I'm like, "The school bus? Mine had air conditioning." I don't
Yeah, no, I don't. I never
was in a
went on
Greyhound.
school bus. We didn't go on a
Like,
school
I
bus.
don't-
Shit.
I mean, I did see school buses driving
Yeah, yeah.
around, but
Oh, that's interesting.
kind of like a UM tailgate.
Yeah.
I
That
mean,
sucks.
that's one big tailgate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Anything else you guys want to add?
I just want to say that I'm really sad that we're not there this year.
It's
And
okay.
if you're thinking of going, buy tickets for weekend 1, not weekend 2,
Oh,
because
yeah.
weekend 2 there are never any surprise guests.
They're all
Really?
weekend one, and
They're all weekend
apparently, the grass is actually green weekend one. There's actual grass.
That is so true.
And I feel
Now
like
you
There's
say
no
that?
grass weekend two.
really
Yeah.
It's all like
dusty and dirty.
just dust and like the weeds that were left over.
You know what's crazy though? Stagecoach, which is the country festival, kind of similar to Coachella,
super cool. I've
takes
seen
place a week or two
After,
after that,
yeah.
and it looks brand new. I
That's
think they
weird.
replace
They have to.
the entire field with new grass.
They're just planting for a
They're
week.
just
gardening,
planting for
Stagecoach is in the
gardening,
same
nurturing.
lot?
It's in the same lot, and
I
that's why
didn't
it's
know
called
that.
Stagecoach, like Coachella. Coachella,
Oh,
Coach.
are they connected? Like the
Yeah.
own.
It even has the same
It's just
font.
more
The logo
country
is the same.
vibes.
It's artists. Yeah, it's like chili
It's
cook-off.
just, yeah,
Ooh,
it's
I
just
like
country.
it. I want to go.
And a lot of influencers
good.
go to that.
Yeah, they do go to Stagecoach a lot. A
mean,
lot more go to that and
yes.
instead of the hype of Coachella. Because
I mean,
I
it's
think
all
the
about
thing with
hype.
Coachella is like it's so diverse, and
Yeah.
country is
Yeah.
like the Stagecoach is like just country
More,
music.
yeah. it's
The
more
history, I don't know.
specific.
Did you guys ever watch the documentary that came out during COVID for Coachella on Hulu?
No.
It's very interesting. It basically takes it back to the first ever Coachella, and the history behind it is so cool. Don't ask me what it is because I completely forgot. I just remember thinking in the moment it was so
That it
cool.
was cool.
And it basically started off as an indie music festival.
Oh, yeah, that
and
I
it's
know.
just like transformed, but seeing it evolve and like watching it grow on such
Yeah.
an iconic field. It's one of the most iconic music festival fields
I mean,
in the
last
country.
year was the first
Yeah.
year I think that there were multiple Latin artists.
Yeah.
and then this year is the first like headliner.
yeah.
That is
Good for
true.
them.
Last year,
Yeah,
'cause
Latinos
Welcome to
popping up.
2023,
Hell
baby.
Yeah, baby. You gotta
This
represent.
is Bad Bunny.
Worldwide.
Featuring the Kardashians.
Latinos coming up.
I
Do you
really,
guys
I really
think
want to
the-
see like how like what he performs. Like what
Yeah.
he
I'll
can
catch you
do.
tomorrow at
Do you
2
think?
a.m.
Do you think? Do you think the Kardashians are gonna be there?
I mean, we know Kendall.
Only
will
the
be.
Yeah,
Jenners.
probably.
Yeah, I don't know about Kardashians.
I mean, they're always there the first weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
they
always
are.
there. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never seen them, but they post there. Do you think they get paid?
for sure.
Watch they go like the weekend while they're setting up.
You
they
know
just
what?
like get their pictures
Listen,
and leave.
maybe they're what they're
Like,
getting
Photoshop
paid.
it.
Listen, the money, what's paying them is the brands for the outfits they're gonna wear.
Jesus, what outfits?
Whatever they wear,
like,
even if it's a
naked.
bikini top and shorts,
I gotta
that
wear
brand,
something.
Gotta wear a
Yeah.
little something.
that brand is gonna pay them.
Talking about Bad Bunny, he performed the first year that I went.
Oh, he was a guest.
He was
That's right.
Guest for who?
performed. No, he wasn't a guest. He wasn't a headliner, but he was
Oh,
one of the
really?
featured artists. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, girl. And me and Betty got there like 3.5 hours before, and we were in the front.
Shit. What did he
remember
For
perform?
him, what did he perform?
Was it because that was like back the
It was
trap
Mia.
era?
It was
right?
like.
Okay, that time. Was it with Diplo? Because that song was with Diplo.
He did not come out with Diplo, but
Okay.
Diplo had his own set that year.
Okay.
And it was amazing. It was Wiz Khalifa, Diplo, Bad Bunny.
I'm telling you, we went on like we gotta slide
J
it in
Balvin.
here.
Yeah.
We gotta slide
So-
it back in. Oh yes, I remember that year.
Okay, so
Ooh,
actually,
J Balvin.
scary story. This is the scariest experience I've ever had at Coachella, and it was the same vibe. We got there early to be in the front because Betty is hardcore fan for all the Latino artists. Like, I need to be right there. Like, I need to get their spit on me.
I mean,
We got there, and when J Balvin was going on, like 3 minutes into his set, Betty's like, I feel like I'm gonna pass out.
Oh no. Was
And
she
we were
dehydrated?
all the way in the front. Like, there's no getting out of there. No getting out of there. And she got really white and cold, and we didn't have water. All we had was like alcohol, our little tampons. And I was like, oh my God. So I started fanning her, and everyone around, like, I asked for help, and people were like fanning her. But for a solid 5 minutes during J Balvin's performance, right in the front, Betty was like sitting on the floor, like passed out.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and it was really
And
scary.
then she came back to life.
She came back to life, but it wasn't the same experience. So it was just really scary and eye-opening as far as music festivals and concerts go. When you're on the floor, you have to be very aware that once you get into that pit of thousands of people,
Can't
there's
get
no
out.
getting out. So be prepared. If you need a fan, if you need water, or if you're claustrophobic and you know it, don't put yourself in a situation like that. Even if it consists of being up close and
Yeah,
personal
no.
with your favorite artist, it's not worth it. It's
I'm
better
good.
to stand off to the side next to the screen and just have that open space for yourself, because the sound is going to be just as loud anywhere you stand or sit.
Yeah, so you're still part of the experience.
Yeah, it was really scary.
and he probably
I
won't
will
touch your
say
hand anyway.
that Meg has really strong knees.
Oh, titanium.
Oh, yes.
Meg the Stallion has titanium knees.
Yes.
I've never
I've seen
seen
the videos.
anyone
Wow.
squat for that
like,
long.
Props to her.
Squat and dance.
And perform.
Yeah,
like,
Her
give a
heels were
whole show.
crazy. Yeah, she was a
Is
great
there someone that
performer.
you guys saw performing and you didn't think it was gonna be like that good, but it was surprisingly like
Yes.
really good? Who?
For me, it was Harry Styles.
Okay.
I always thought of him as just like the One Direction guy. Like, I like his music, but not to
Yeah.
the point where I'm like,
I like the new music, like his new
yeah.
music. Is
So
good.
he got on stage and he was just like running and bouncing around, and you really felt
lot
his
of
energy. And it was actually so funny because Betty's obsessed with him.
No,
and for
blew
the
my eardrum.
first 5 minutes of like Harry
It was
running
just-
around
Like
and
you
opening,
now.
Me.
yes, it was Betty just
No,
Harry, and then there was a gay guy like right in front of
You
her,
have to put
like
the video.
super dramatic.
Yeah, you gotta put the video.
One of these guys that's like extra fabulous, and he's like, Harry! Harry! And he was just doing that for the whole performance.
the whole performance.
and they were
like, if
doing it
Harry-
together.
if
They
so-
were literally
yeah,
doing
so
it
it was
together.
him,
No, Harry's
Betty.
gonna hear them.
They're like,
Harry's gonna hear
who's
them.
No.
louder?
I think Harry looked over at us and was like,
Oh shit.
it was just crazy. It was the energy between Betty, this
yeah.
guy,
And
and
Harry.
Harry. I was just like, whoa, I feel like I'm at a fair.
I will say that I started listening to his songs after Coachella.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't hate this song.
I can see what the hype is all
It's
about.
catchy, yeah. Okay.
No. Would I pay to see him like
No.
individually? No. But if I saw his name on a lineup for a concert, I'd be pretty excited
Yeah,
to see him again
go
because
see
he
him.
was good,
Good shit. All right.
very good.
I think we're good, guys, right?
Yeah. Enough
All right, we're
Coachella
gonna
talk.
wrap up this episode. The cameras keep dying. That's
Yeah.
next on our buying list and figuring that shit out.
Yes. If anyone wants to sponsor us,
Baby steps.
shout out to those
Victoria and Angie, thank you guys so
And
much
Bree
for
in the
joining
background.
us. Bree back there helping us out as well. We're also already sisters, if you guys didn't know.
people. Yes.
And
It's all
yeah, 'cause
interconnected.
I didn't give them a big intro. We just jumped into
So
it.
we met back in college.
No, please don't start. The cameras are gonna die.
I paid for this
There's
friendship.
a lot of energy.
We met.
I actually met her in church. I taught her religion.
All right, guys.
going well.
Until
It is.
make sure to follow us, subscribe, like, rate, review, find
Comment,
us on
share.
Instagram, comment, share, and we shall see you guys
Coachella
next
feedback.
Wednesday.
Happy
Bye.
Coachella weekend.
Have fun.
Happy Coachella, babes.
If you're going, stay safe.
Find good people.
Bye bye.
Don't lose your car keys.
You might meet the love of your life there. Okay, let's go. We're done. Bye.
Bye.